Aloha. Let's look at some of the markets for the week ending in 5/8/2021. And as you can see, getting ready to burn some midnight oil at 11:15 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. Right now we're looking at the weekly chart of the S&P 500. So this candle opened on Monday the 3rd, closed on Friday the 7th. What can we tell by looking at this candle alone? Well, we can tell that it opened here. Sellers drove it as low as down to here, and buyers brought it all the way up to here. Based on this candle, there's a lot of buying pressure coming in, not as much selling pressure. You see the 2 weeks before were kind of these doji actions, a little bit of indecision. This, we have a sort of a similar thing, long tail here. This one we have a little bit of wick on the top, where the previous week we had some upward momentum. So what might this tell us? Well, if we also look down, we have kind of a flat, not quite flat, but it's a very slow inward slope, sort of cross between going up and kind of going flat. 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average looking to go up a bit. 20-day moving average is up a bit. And one thing that I've heard before is the further apart these moving averages are, it gives a little more possibility for things to correct. Does that mean it's going to happen? No. But when it does, there's just more room to correct. So next week, what might we be looking to see? Well, let's take a look at the daily, see if we can figure out anything. The last video I made, we were waiting to see if the S&P 500 E-mini futures were going to close above whatever mark. So by this candle, it appears that we had a breakout. So let's see if the next week is going to confirm that. But interesting here, we had hits this top, sells off, comes down here. Look at how low this wick goes. Buyers come in all the way up to here. More selling here, but it's riding around this 20-day moving average. And then we have this, compared to these two, wide range, bullish engulfing candle, and with a jump up here. So let's wait to see if this 420 area is going to become a new support versus a resistance. If it does, then we can expect some more upward momentum. I personally think the stock market will possibly go to some all-time crazy highs. Let's take a look at my favorite, oil. What's going on with oil? Take a look at the weekly. Now, a little bit of reverse of what we saw in the S&P 500. We have a long wick on top here, so it traded as high as up here, but sellers drove it down here. Now, because this is green, we know it opened here and it closed here, and it opened right above this part where it closed the week before. And we're still looking to see is it going to kind of hit this ceiling area. See, we traded up there, but it was driven back down. Couldn't really break this $66 mark. Is it going to build up some momentum to break that, or is it going to bounce between 66 and around this 58 or possibly 59-ish, right in there? And obviously our moving averages are moving up, and for some reason 200-day moving average is not showing up on here. So let's move into looking at the daily of that. Daily, oh, this is where our selling off had come come in, and now we have this bit of not quite doji because it's not in the middle. I don't know what you want to call that. Call it whatever you want, but seems to be a bit of indecision. Now I'm going to show you a little secret that I like to use, and it's already set up for oil. This is the Heikin-Ashi charts, and it is set up on a 12-hour time frame. So each candle is a blend of two 12-hour time periods. I believe Heikin-Ashi stands for, is translated to moving average, moving pace, something like that, average pace in Japanese. So the Heikin-Ashi candles have a tendency to smooth out the kind of rough-looking stuff like this. Of course, these are daily candles, and kind of smooth it out. So what might we notice when looking at the Heikin-Ashi candles? Well, possibly, looking at this one right here, we might be moving in, getting ready to go into a little sideways range, possibly up, or some big selling down. So if you notice here, right, this is a bit of sideways range. Look how small these candles are. And then there was a up movement. Right here, as the buying volume slowed down, we got the smaller candles. Then we went into this selling mode. See this big candle? See how they kind of get smaller? And it's either there's a slowing down of momentum, signifying there could be some change in direction. So is that what's going on? Are we getting ready for a change in direction? We're going to have a sideways movement. So we will look and see. Incidentally, I trade the oil futures market in a way where I don't have to be as accurate on determining direction. I just have to be a little more accurate on knowing where oil is not going to go. Let's take a look at gold. Gold, wow, see that weekly? Really large candle moving up. Looked over to the left, and we're right in this area, which seems like a pretty good sign. As long as gold is staying above this $1,800 mark, I think we're 1820, 18 whatever, even the 1800s. It's building a pretty good momentum to be going up further. And maybe you remember from that other video I made, I was talking about I wanted to see how deep this was going to sell into this candle. Looks like we sold into about 75%, and then this one opened up right here, but a lot of buyers came in, traded up as high as here, moving down. So what am I particularly looking to see? I'm looking to see around this range. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do here? And what's it gonna do? Is it gonna maintain? Is this range gonna kind of be the floor? Where's our trading range gonna be, or is it gonna go skyrocket up? And what's gonna happen when it hits this 200-day moving average? Let's take a look at silver. Silver. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, wow, look at that. It's going sideways for 2 weeks here. Little higher lows right there, and then big bullish engulfing. So we look to the left, see we got a little bit of the stagnant resistance there. So I'm going to be looking to see what is going to happen going forward with that. Let's take a look at the daily, which we already did. We'll look at it again. Look to the left, see what's going on there. So what should you take out of this at the moment? One thing that you should take out of this is that if you have no idea what's going on with this, you know what? I got good news for you. You can trade in such a way where it kind of doesn't matter, but you have to do it properly. You got to have things set up. You can trade in a way where it really, really matters, but if you don't know what you're doing, why do that? Why not trade in a way where it doesn't matter? The other thing that just to take out, just a quick insight to take, is that what you're seeing on the screen is just simply an indication of people buying and selling a certain asset. When you see this big red, that's a lot of selling. When you see this long green, that's a lot of buying. That's ultimately, that's all that's going on is buying and selling. What's happening more, buying or selling? And these patterns are giving you indications of what's going on. So it's buying and selling. You know that if it's red, that means it opened here and it closed here, so it closed lower than it opened. If it's green, it opened here and closed here, so it closed higher than it opened. And something to look at is how wide are these candles. For this, we see it's a wide, long wick, but the body is only right here. And when it's next to, when you have a candle next to it, you look at it in proportion. See it 50% right there. It's a lot of stuff, and I'm talking really fast. And if you really want to get some deeper insight into this, and not just learn how to do it, but more importantly, learn how to fit it into your life. Because people can tell you information until they're blue in the face, you're blue in the face, both of you could be passing out from talking so much. But if you don't know how to take that information and put it into your life in a way that you're getting tangible results week after week, month after month, year after year, implementing it, whatever your busy lifestyle is, it's just talk. It's just talk. And the next time you have that conversation, you might sound smarter when you have that same talk. But unless you implement it, your account doesn't grow. So if you're interested in figuring out how to grow your account, implementing these strategies, and to fit into your lifestyle, contact me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.